Caught in a lie. I never thought I'd be the kind of person to eavesdrop, but that night, with the bathroom door cracked and steam curling around my ankles, I heard my girlfriend's voice echoing off the tiles. She was rehearsing a breakup speech, my name, my flaws, the way I made her feel trapped. My stomach dropped through the floor. I stood frozen, listening as she practiced crying, then straightened her voice, and said, "I'm sorry, but I can't do this anymore." It was like being gutted with a dull knife. We just fought hard about her late nights out and her just friends hangouts with a guy I barely knew. She always came home smelling like expensive cologne, and whenever I asked, she'd laugh and change the subject. I'd started keeping a tally of her lies in my head, each one stacking up until it was impossible to ignore. Hearing her practicing that speech felt like the final proof I'd been waiting for, but I couldn't just stand there and wait for her to finish. I burst in, heart pounding, ready to demand the truth. She jumped, slipped on the wet tiles, and stared at me like a deer in headlights. For a second, we just stared at each other, both knowing there was nowhere left to hide. I asked her outright if she was cheating, if she'd been lying to me for weeks. Instead of answering, she started crying, real tears this time, and then, out of nowhere, she dropped to one knee, right there in the shower, and pulled a ring from the pocket of her robe. She asked me to marry her, stammering that all the sneaking around had been planning a proposal, not an affair. I should have felt relief, but all I felt was panic. Because deep down, I realized I'd been looking for a way out, counting her mistakes so I wouldn't have to face my own fears about commitment. She wasn't the only one keeping secrets. I'd been sabotaging us from the inside, terrified of being truly vulnerable. As the water pooled around our feet, I said yes, not because I was sure, but because I was too scared to admit the truth. Sometimes, the biggest betrayal isn't what someone else does to you, it's what you do to the person you love when you're afraid to trust.